Hey everybody, I'm coming to you live from New York, where my son is getting married tonight. We've been here all week. It's kind of a vacation week for me, but I did go to the MJ Unpacked conference on Wednesday where I moderated a panel. And this video is for anybody interested in cannabis stocks. I'm Alan Brochstein, and like I said, I'm coming to you from New York today, and I run New Cannabis Ventures. And 2 weeks from Monday, I'll be relaunching 420 Investor at Seeking Alpha. What's Seeking Alpha? It's a place I've been writing since 2007. That's a long time. I could tell you more about it, but if you don't know it, get to know it. This week, the big news was safe banking was reintroduced in the House and the Senate, and the market exploded higher. I thought that was kind of lame. I know that's easy to say now, but I could prove because I shared my thoughts somewhere. But I'm not going to explain why it's lame, but it is lame. It's not happening. And even if it happens, it doesn't matter. Now, when you hear me say this, I am for safe banking, and it does matter to certain people that don't have access to banking because it's federally illegal what they're doing. And I have no problem. I think it should be fully legalized. It's not going to be. And there is a little bit of an issue for some, the smaller companies. The big companies that people can invest in, none of them have access to banking problems. So safe banking is kind of lame, but it is a first step to maybe more happening. So I'll give you that. The other piece of news that was out this week, Ohio released their data, and it's just under 9.5 million per week of sales in their medical program, the pace that they've been on for the last several months. Before I left for New York, I wrote an article that ended up not being published until Tuesday. I left on Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon. I wrote on Sunday morning a piece on Planet 13, and the title, which they made me change, was Planet 13 offers big upside and low risk for cannabis investors. And I've talked very favorably about it. That was my third article that I've written at Seeking Alpha since December. The first one, I was like, I'm watching it, I like it, but the price is too high. It was like 115. I started my new model portfolio, which is a replication of the one I did at Bazinga, on December 31st when Planet 13 happened to close at a multi-year low of 61 cents. Right now, the stock is like in the low 70s. So it's up year to date, which I think is kind of negative for a lot of people, maybe rightly. And there's so many stocks that are way down. But you can read my article at Seeking Alpha, and I explain why I like it. The news this week was brief, and it's not because I was on vacation. Maybe it was because the month was ending. Ascend closed the purchase of 4 dispensaries in Maryland. CEA Industries, which used to be Cerna, announced a non-cannabis customer. Trulieve opened Georgia's first dispensary. Tilt Holdings, I really liked their former CEO and Gary Santo, and it's not that I didn't like him at first, but I feared because he was an IR professional, and I was like, how does that make any sense to have an IR professional be a CEO? Now, to be fair, if you're an IR professional and you're mad, I also say people like me, it doesn't make sense to be a CEO, and lawyers too, money people and lawyers. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a bad CEO if you're any of those, but I think the best CEO is one who's already proven herself or himself previously. And so it took me a while to really appreciate Gary Santo, and he left this week. And I'm not sure if he was fired or if he quit or if it was both, but that's Tilt Holdings. And then Terracin introduced cookies products in Maryland. That was all the news. This week, let's see if I can read this. The index, the global cannabis stock index that we maintain at New Cannabis Ventures, rose 1.9%. That was up more than the S&P 500, which gained 0.7%. Year to date, though, in April, no. I don't have the April number in front of me, but I can tell you we dropped 2.9% in April. I don't have the S&P 500 number. And I can tell you as well that year to date, the S&P 500 is up 8.5%, and the global cannabis stock index is down 15%. That's a big difference. Okay, so I run 2 model portfolios, and if you subscribe in 2 weeks to 420 Investor, you can see them and copy them, get ideas from them. One of them is doing really well, and it was the original one I launched on December 31st that I had been doing before at Badzinga, and I call it Beat the Global Cannabis Stock Index. Do you get what I'm trying to do? Am I doing it, more importantly? Well, it was up 3.2% this week compared to 1.9%, so yes, I did it this week, but it's down 10.1% year to date. Hang on a second. It's down 10.1% year to date. That's better than 15% that the index is down. So yes, I'm beating the global cannabis stock index. It's not easy, and I don't really like to say what I'm doing when I just can't get bullish on cannabis stocks. And when I say that, what I mean is I think they're very cheap and should go up, but they're not going up, and I'm not going to predict, I have no basis to predict that they will go up in the short term. Does that mean you shouldn't own them? No, it doesn't mean that. It means you should be patient. And after my tragedy a year ago, where I was in the hospital for 2 months, one of my big improvements is I've become a more patient person. But I really don't like to tell people, follow my model portfolio. It's going to go down less than the market. Well, that kind of sucks. It's good to go down less than the market. It's better to go up more than the market, which I'm trying to do both those things. But I can't control the market, and I don't. But I am doing better than the market in that model portfolio. I have another model portfolio called Beat the American Cannabis Operator Index model portfolio. And that had a great week. It was up 5.3%, but that was worse than the index, up 5.4%. And worse than the MSOS, which I am also trying to beat, which was up 7.4%. Year to date, I'm down 18.7%, while the index is down 8.8%. That's pretty bad. And I could explain it. I'm not going to right now, but if you care, if you subscribe, I will explain that to you. But MSOS is down 20.9%. I'm down, as I said, 18.7%, and MSOS, which I'm trying to beat as well, that's not my main goal, is down 20.9%. So I usually wrap this up by talking about the calendar for this week, and I'll be back in Houston. I'll be there for this, but honestly, there's a lot I don't care about. I don't care about Bazam, which used to be T-God, or I'll just call it T-God. They've already reported and filed, and they host a call during trading hours on Monday. And on Monday, May 1st, Consortium, which I really don't care about, small and liquid and what have you, and Curaleaf, which I do care about, report their Q4 financials after the close. On Wednesday, Turning Point Brands hosts its Q1 call during trading hours, and Green Thumb reports and hosts a call after the close. That's Wednesday. And then Thursday, two I don't really care about, Jones Soda and Spring Big, which I kind of used to care about, but right now I don't. They host their Q1 calls after the close. So with that, from New York, I wish you the best, and I'll talk to you next week. And you should thank me. You don't need to thank me. I'm just kidding. But you should be grateful that I did this today. I wasn't planning on doing it. I did publish the newsletter and shared it this morning that I based this video off of. And I'm on vacation, but I took the time to make this video. Y'all have a great week. Take care.